maybe I was so emotional because I felt sad about my dad. I didn't have one.
That is my favorite line out of any of these that I've heard. No more, it's Joinen, and this girl cries diamonds. We look at a lot of animated stories on this channel, but this one is the one that just everyone keeps asking for. So today I decided we would finally take a look, only to find that this story has been told at least 3 times by various different animated channels. We got this one, this one, this one, probably more. I want to get to the bottom of the girl who cries diamonds. So today we're going to compare each of these stories, but perhaps most importantly, I have a theory on this, and it's got something to do with the fact that I think that this is actually real. Like, there's a real life girl who cries real life diamonds. There's real footage of this. I don't know. But we'll get to that later on the video. But for now, hit me up with them tear diamonds, baby. Animated baby. I cry diamonds. My life, my story.
Hello, my name is Gail, and I cry diamonds. I would like to joke and say that with every tear I cry, I get richer, but alas, it only hurts.
Yeah, but you still get richer, right? Like, you're doing something with those diamonds, surely. I'd like to laugh and say that, yeah, like, diamonds don't make me money, but they hurt. That's not mutually exclusive. They can hurt and also make you wicked bucks. You gotta be selling those diamonds. People already be paying a lot for diamonds. Imagine real life human tear diamonds by, what was your name? Abigail or something?
And the saddest thing is that over time, I myself risk turning into stone. My rare disease did not—
Oh, dang. Oh, we just took this to the next level. She's not just crying diamonds. She's gonna become a diamond. This girl is the subject of every country singer-songwriter's musing. We'll tackle every mountain we climb, and oh girl, you're my diamond.
manifest for a long time, and until 15 years old, I lived the life of an ordinary teenager, with the exception of my unusually clear blue eyes, very pale, thin skin, and excessively strong thirst.
All right, I'm gonna contain myself and not make a joke about this woman's excessively strong thirst. What? Her eyes are like clear, crystal clear? Like would you say maybe diamonds? What about you're saying how weird your life is, being your average 15-year-old, except for the fact that I've got thin skin and clear eyes, but like you cry actual diamonds. Surely you're making some money off this. If you're not, this is the biggest wasted opportunity in human history.
I was just like everyone else. But once, when Dad was driving me to school, we had an accident. There were no serious injuries, a couple of cuts on my father and a slight bruise to my head. But a week later, I woke up with a sharp pain in my right eye.
I see. So it's like a superhero origin story. Some like freak accident turns into special crazy ability. Now just you weep diamonds. Oh, just occurred to me that in order to cry diamonds, you have to cry. So you may be the richest person on earth, but at what cost? Just constantly like falling in love with new people and then breaking up with them and crying about it for days just so that you can make some sweet cash.
I ran to the mirror and saw that something like a small white piece of glass was in it. With my mom's help, we took out a crystal with an irregular shape and sharp corners.
Ugh.
The pain continued, and we extracted another 5 crystal tears.
Ew. Gross. Oh, what were they doing there for so long? What were you doing getting around with those in your eyeballs? You had like a car crash and you got some glass in your eye.
To our surprise, the ophthalmologist at the hospital—
The what? Is that like someone who specializes in diamond tears?
knew the reason for the nightmare that was happening to me. I had a series of tests and was diagnosed. I have a type of nephropathic cystinosis.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I gotta look that up. I won't be able to spell this. Oh, I got that actually somewhat close. Nephropathic cystinosis is a rare disease that usually appears in infants and children at a young age. It's a lifelong condition, but available treatments such as... Yeah, but what is it? A rare autosomal recessive lysosomal storage disorder. Okay. Caused by mutations in the CTNS gene. I understand now. Main dysfunction is a defective clearance of cysteine from lysosomes that leads to accumulation of cysteine crystals. Hey! Does this mean you cry diamonds though? If it's a real thing and people cry diamonds, Google Images will tell me. I don't think it means you cry diamonds. I think it does something to you. I don't think it's desirable. Oh wait, is this person crying diamonds? Despite frequent follow-up and systematic therapy, it developed ocular complications. Yeah, it's just like, just stuffed their eyes up. It doesn't make you cry diamonds. This is fake news.
This is an extremely rare genetic disease when hexagonal crystals form in the cells of the bone marrow, liver, spleen, lymphatic system, and even on the cornea of the eye.
And in some cases, tears. The crystals grow in my tears.
The chances of a person suffering from this disease are about 1 in 200,000.
That's quite a few. I was thinking like 200 million or something like that. 200,000? That's like, there's gonna be quite a few people getting around with that.
But I was lucky. The disease makes itself known from early childhood, but mine was almost asymptomatic. As it turned out,
asymptomatic, except for the fact I get wicked rich because I get to sell my tear diamonds. So yeah, I guess you could say I was pretty lucky. I have this disease that other people get and they suffer from for their entire lives, but I just got rich.
My fair skin and hair, pale blue eyes, and a constant need for water were the first signs of this rare ailment.
I have a constant need for water. I need to drink water like every day. Could I be crying diamonds?
An unfortunate accident with my father spurred its sharp progression, and the cysteine crystals that form in my eye threatened to deprive me of my vision. Crystal tears were only the first manifestation of a terrible disease. Now crystals attack my whole body and are formed literally everywhere, and I risk turning into stone.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're just gonna turn into one giant this is so weird because it's clearly just some story that's based on just some genetic disease that some people have that just sounds a little too interesting. They're like, technically speaking, it's kind of like your body's turning into crystal. But we all know in real life, it doesn't really work like that. It's not like she's gonna end up and like freeze in some position and they're gonna like put her in a palace somewhere. I'm sure in real life, it isn't some like cool, wicked party trick that you get where you get to like cry out a diamond. It's just something you suffer from. It's sort of bizarre, maybe almost a little bit insensitive to the people who actually would suffer from a disease like this. People, I imagine if you suffered from this disease, you'd be like, what do you do? This isn't like some funny, cool, like story. This is a disease that I live with and suffer with every day.
But an expensive operation and further therapy could save me. The money has already been raised, and I really hope that I will be able to beat this disease. And then, if I cry, it will be with joy that everything is in the past, and instead of pain, these tears will bring relief.
Instead of wicked mega big bucks from all the diamonds I'm crying, instead, I'm gonna cry joy. Make some money off this first, dang it. You gotta raise the money. Think about this. You raised money, that's practically theft. You create money out of your own tear ducts. You could have funded the cure of the very disease that you had using the disease.
And instead of crystals, it will be ordinary water that gently flows down my cheeks. Thanks, everyone, for listening to my story.
You're welcome? All right, I just want to briefly check on the next one to see if it's the same story. Like, is it just going to be the same thing?
My name is Maggie. I'm 16 years.
Maggie. It's already a different girl. Okay, so at the very least, this isn't just the same story, just animated by different people.
And I'm also quite emotional. As a child, I could never finish reading a fairy tale. The prince would marry the princess, and I would hold my breath, and tears would flow like a river. I can't go out in public, and I'm terribly ashamed.
Oh, she cries a lot? Okay. So instead of like having thin skin and drinking a lot of water, this Australian girl named Maggie cries a lot. Well, it's about to make you a lot of money, Maggie.
One time, I had to leave in the middle of a concert that my friends and I had been waiting a year for. And all because of a sad song about unhappy love. I sobbed louder than the soloist sang.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No. This is what annoys me so much about these animated stories. It's like, no, you're coming up with these bizarre premises. They're already hard enough to believe. It's always the little details that make these so unbelievable. Your sobbing was louder than the person singing at the concert. That's just not true. That doesn't happen. You've clearly never been to a concert. Do you know how loud concerts are? You can't hear yourself think. You can't hear yourself talk to the person next to you. I'm gonna go to the toilet. What? I said I'm gonna go to the toilet. What? You know what? Just never mind. Where are you going?
And now I don't go to concerts, performances, or sad films.
I still don't understand. Why did she have to leave the concert because she was... Oh, because she was so loud. Right. Yeah. So in real life, you wouldn't have to leave the concert if you were crying. You just... Who cares? No one even notices at a concert, right? They're not looking around like, oh, dang, you're crying? You're still crying? Even if they were, who cares? I guess she's saying she had to leave because she was sobbing so loudly that it was disrupting everyone around her. I just don't think that was the case. I would have an easier time believing that this Australian 16-year-old Maggie was crying actual diamonds than the fact that she was sobbing louder than the lead singer at a concert.
Story I was falling into, and all because of my tears. I've always been very weak and feeble. I was sick a lot as a kid. My mum was...
I'm feeble. I've always been a feeble child. Back when I was 16, I cried so loud. My feeble little voice box drowned out the noise of the concert. Everybody was so upset. I had to leave immediately.
But I was constantly being prescribed expensive medications and vitamins. But one time we had some luck. A charity foundation found out about my poor health and began to transfer money.
A charity foundation found out about my poor health and my fuming, wicked, strong Australian accent and decided we had to help this young lady.
Maybe I was so emotional because I felt sad about my dad. I didn't have one.
That is my favorite line out of any of these that I've heard. There was not even a pause. There wasn't a moment to take that in. Maybe I was so emotional because I was sad about my dad. I didn't have one. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing that you didn't have a dad, Maggie. I'm just laughing at how you said it.
He left us when I was young. I don't remember him at all, but I always missed him and cried constantly.
Was he the source of all of this? Wait, I'm confused. Why is this story so far has just been the fact that you cry a lot? We haven't yet specified what it is that you are crying.
But my mother strictly forbade even to talk about him. I tried not to think about him. And
I cannot believe how I'm Australian and I'm so distracted by how Australian this accent is. My mother strictly forbade.
I adore animals, and 3 years ago, I became a volunteer at a local animal shelter. This is where I spend most of my time. Recently, I had to find owners for a cute dog.
Oh, no, she works there. Okay, can I skip forward a little bit here? At what point do you start crying diamonds? No wonder this story is so much longer than the other one. Let's skip forward a couple minutes and we'll figure it out.
I was taken aback with horror. Greg had been following us. I decided it was a high time to get out of there, but I didn't have the opportunity. Greg had returned and was already approaching.
Who's Greg? Why is there a creepy guy named Greg chasing her?
I was terrified as he began to approach. I started screaming, pushing Greg, and then, out of nowhere, Binky rushed to my defense.
Binky! Good on you, Binky. Binky the pug. Always there ready to defend you from random Gregs. All right, what's this? Are we crying diamonds yet? What's the deal? Oh, is this the traumatic event? This is probably the traumatic event.
But before, suddenly, I felt a wild pain in my eyes.
Here we go.
Instead of tears, crystals dropped out. The feeling was unique, like ice flowing from the back of my eyes. What was happening? I called out to my mum.
That's messed up. Oh yeah, so what we have here is 4 entire minutes of the backstory leading up to the traumatic event that causes her to cry tears. Clearly, that is the common factor here. You need a traumatic event to cause you to cry diamond tears. It's simple. Simple stuff. Let's see, she probably went to a doctor about it.
When I was young, he had learned that he had a rare disease, a volatile amino acid metabolism and impaired kidney function. As a result, an abnormally high amount of amino acid cysteine accumulated in...
I just love how they decide to get so medical about it. Like, they've both done this, where they're like, so listen, you're a pleb, you don't understand medicals, medical stuff. Here's how this works. I'm gonna use big words so you can't prove me wrong. Pretty much, you get the amino acids involved, and when they mix with the lymphodes in your pore systems, it creates an endothermic chemical reaction, which produces crystalline solids in the bloodstream, which then go through to the vulnacular, which then flow through the vulnacular system, through the nipples, and out the tear ducts. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You're gonna have to have a medical degree to know what any of that means. So, it must be true.
His body, which formed into crystals. He was told that he wouldn't last long.
So the dad passed it on to her. Why did the dad always it must be a dad to daughter situation. The dad just sort of passes on the diamond tier business somehow. How does this end? Oh, she meets her dad?
Dad gave me Binky and instructed me that...
Okay, wait, what? Your dad owns Binky now? We clearly skipped over some important details there.
Every time you want to cry, Maggie, look at this dog. Remember, life is beautiful and amazing, but short. So make sure to enjoy it, every moment of it. My dad left that same night and I never saw him again, but I still keep my promise to him and I live every day to its fullest. So if you cry at a movie or song for no reason, remember my story and...
Okay. If I cry at a movie or a song, I'm gonna think back to that Maggie Australian chick who cried actual diamonds that one time and has a dog named Binky. I'll do that. All right, this next one I'm gonna skip over real fast. Here we have ETU, which is another channel we've looked at before. I just want to know if this follows the exact same pattern. I'm not too concerned about the details of this story.
Hi. My name is Ruth, and I am 21 years old. I am here to tell you about something extraordinary that happened to me.
Okay, we have the name and the age and the little introduction. Something extraordinary. Let me guess. Something traumatic happens at some point in your life?
Something that has ruined my life forever.
Okay, yep.
That day, too. I practiced it many times. We decided to call it a day after...
Okay, so she's practicing... dancing.
Rehearsing one last time. If I had known what this rehearsal entailed, I would never have gone ahead with it.
Okay. Traumatic event. Dancing rehearsal, right?
I ran out of the backstage like always and leaped up in the air to make the jump, but somewhere in the process, I lost my balance and fell to the floor face first.
Bam! There's the traumatic event. Now, she starts crying diamond tears.
The pain I felt at that moment was indescribable.
Here we go.
It felt like 1,000 needles were stabbing every part of my body all at once. I screamed in pain and everyone gathered around me to examine what the matter was. But the pain manifested itself in the form of tears.
Here we go.
This time, the tears were different though. It felt as if
they weren't made of mere water. They were made of diamonds.
My eyes were burning like a volcano and lava was erupting out of them.
Oh my gosh, you're so descriptive. Just get on with it, please.
I had no idea what was happening. Everyone around me took one look at my face and let out loud gasps of shock.
Diamonds!
He rushed in and took a look at my state. He then proceeded to extract something out of my eye. When he was done and brought the object in front of me, I almost had a mini heart attack. It was a small crystal.
The tickets are now diamonds. There we go. The crystal coming out of the eyeball. Now we're gonna get some weird fake medical explanation of what's going on here.
What's frightening is that for now, it's just the eyes, but according to the doctors, it will slowly take over my whole body.
Oh, dang.
Meaning I will turn into a stone.
Just like the first one.
My health is deteriorating day by day, and I feel like I don't have long. People joke about how I can become richer just by selling my tears. It makes me even more sick than I already am.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Some people are so dumb that they think this disease spreads through physical touch. They remain 10 feet away from...
Wait, no, but she didn't acknowledge why she can't sell them. I feel like the people have a valid point here. Surely someone would pay good money for these diamond tears. It's so poetic.
My boyfriend, who is now my ex, comes in the category of these dumb people. I never thought he would be the first one to abandon me at the sight of trouble. He is also turning everyone against me.
Oh, dang. Okay, they're all the same story. They just all have their own, wicked spin. The first one was the base story of a girl who cries diamonds after a horrific event. The second one was the base story plus this whole, dad story about a dad who comes and goes, plus some dog named Binky. Then the third story, we have the same thing, but it's about a dancer. And then it gets pretty dark because she starts talking about how she doesn't have much time left to live. But at the start of this video, I promised that this is actually a real story of a real girl who cries real diamonds, and there is real footage. Let me show you. Little girl cries tears of crystal. Look at this.
Hey guys, welcome to Beyond Science. I am Mike Chen. Now, I wish I had this gift. There is a girl that seems to have the ability of crying crystal tears. Now, that's pretty cool and pretty convincing.
So technically it's a real thing. Whether this was actually real or not, there is footage here.
Take a look at this. This is a video showing a young 12-year-old
All right, if you're squeamish, look away now.
Lebanese girl named Hasna Mohammed Misobani, who seems to be able to cry out crystals. I wonder if it hurts coming out.
Obviously it hurts coming out. That's gonna hurt quite a bit. Did you see that? It's like shards of glass.
This phenomenon went on for approximately 9 months, with 7 pieces of crystals coming out of her eye every single day.
Bam.
Granted, I don't know how much teardrop crystals are worth.
Did you see that? She just blinked that thing into existence. Now, is it fake? Is it real? I don't really know. Like, surely this thing is fake, but you never know. There are some crazy situations out there, crazy people, crazy crystal diamond diseases, I don't know. But the point is, My Story Animated, or these My Story Animated channels have definitely caught on to this. They decided to tell the story from the point of view of this woman, but make it more, I don't know, approachable to like the average person about like, you know, I didn't have a dad growing up. I also cry diamonds, but more importantly, there's a pug named Binky. I don't know. Do I have a point to all this? Not really. I just think it's kind of interesting that these animated stories, they find some little glimpse of an interesting story and then they turn it into something. And they tell it as if it's real when it kind of is, but their version really isn't. The real version probably even isn't. I don't know what's real anymore. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Do you cry real diamonds? And if so, sell some of them to buy some of the sweet lemon carton merch in the description below. It's pretty cute. It's got a cute little lemon carton on it. And come and join Twitch. Come and join my Twitch at twitch.tv/Joinen, but on Twitch, where I stream recording these videos every weekday at 1 p.m. AEST. I just haven't been for the past couple days because my computer died and I'm waiting on a couple of computer parts. But when they come in, I'll be back to doing this every weekday. And I will see you guys next time.
Thank you for watching my video, but now that it's done, please watch another one.